everyone. Welcome. I have no idea where Mike was. His Discord suddenly dropped, so I'm thinking that he lost internet because he's never late, and obviously we're late. Welcome everyone to Geek Out. I guess it's just going to be me talking to you guys, so make sure you're communicative. Um, we are so a couple things about the channel before we continue. Ironbound. The proofs are going to be at my house tomorrow. I can't wait. I'll probably do a live stream to show them off, depending on how broken they are. We'll see. Last time I ordered proofs from drive-through, they were all messed up, so we'll see. That being said, Saturday we're going to be on Nuts channel. I mean, not Nuts channel. A Squirrel Plays for an adventure of DM Scotty's new system, new stuff he's putting out for his ET6. So that should be a lot of fun. Jacob's running it. DM Scotty is going to play with me, Wes, and Scrat. So it should be an interesting, fun time. That being said, let's get to the news because I don't like talking to myself. And that's what I'm doing right now. All right. Well, I'm talking to all you guys, but in general. All right, switching over. Actually, switching back. Don't forget, June 21st through the 28th, Crit, community run Infinity Tabletop. There's still a lot of games that don't have players. Go play. It's free. And it's online, so you have no excuse. Go play a game. It's free and it's online. And I'm sure there's games that fit your schedule because there are plenty. Go play a game. I have lots of room on lots of my games still. So if you want to play Ironbound, you want to play Pegbound, I got room. All right, let's go to the news. All right, to the news we are at. All right, so I mean, I'm going to start with Daggerheart came out since the last time we came out. I don't have a window for this, but Daggerheart came out. It's getting pretty good reviews. People seem to be liking it. I have yet to buy it. It's probably going to be on my list to buy very shortly, because I want to read it and do a review of it. I did the play test a couple times and I liked it. It's a little complicated, but it's very narrative, which is good. Yeah, I think it will be great. That being said, they did announce that Daggerheart reveals a Ranger class preview. It's set to release on May 20th. Daggerheart is a new, but they're working on a new class called Ranger. So I'm looking forward to this. I love the artwork in this book. This book is beautiful. I don't know who they did to the layout, who they got to do the artwork, but it's gorgeous. It's so you're basically gonna have a Beastbound or a Wayfarer Finder class. They're gonna have Agility as their spell class. It looks pretty cool. Battle bonded. When an adversary attacks you while they're within your companion's melee range, you gain a +2 bonus to your evasion against that attack. It's gonna be a good class for a ranger. I mean, rangers are hard to do. I know. I'm doing one. How do you make a ranger interesting? More interesting than their animal companion. That's the key. But it looks like they've done that. So I'll be interested to see Also note that the domains are bone and sage. Domains provide abilities that overlap with other classes. So yeah, so that's gonna get released. I don't know. Does it say here? No, it's gonna be the full release. So it's in the book. So that's that. Rascal's reporting that the last 90-day tariff reduction is uh, basically still hurting some tabletop games, even though they're not part of the tariffs. Um, I'm so sick of talking about tariffs, and I haven't even been talking about them online. That's just, yeah, it's what it is. All right, so this one's interesting. Game Found and Game Found is an open call RPG party. So they're doing a open contest for people who want to release a game. And they're going to be requiring you to submit it by June 2nd. Um, have at least 2 pages with some artwork to show like the feel and stuff of the book. They want to you're gonna have to crowdfund it in August on GameFound. So and I am entering into this as if you're on my Discord. If you're not on my Discord, join my Discord. Um, I am entering it with a parody game called Layers and Lizards Pie Edition. So I'm doing my playtest on that Monday. So I'm going to do a quick playtest to make sure that everything seems to work all right the way it's written. And then move on to that afterwards. So yeah, if you have a game and you're looking to submit it, come be in my competition because they're selecting 20 people, 20 projects will be selected. You'll have workshops conducted by industry vets, Magpie Games, Casinium, and GameFound, focusing on project refinement and crowdfunding strategies, market boosts provided by drive-through, one-on-one consultation for a select project with loot taverns, assistance from GameFound in creating preview pages for their campaigns, marketing support in the form of found credits ranging from 100 to 500 based on the follower count for use when the campaign launches. So um, I'll be interested to see. I'm going to rely heavily on my lovely, amazing community to come over to GameFound and follow me on GameFound so that we can get a following pretty quickly. But I'm hoping to get something on this. I'm hoping to win. It would be really nice to work with um Magpie Games and Chaosium. That would be really cool just to have workshops with them because they're some of the best and the best of the industry. That being said, um we Genshin Impact, so Tales of the Valiant is adding an extra subclass to their stuff, kind of like a Genshin Impact type class. It's basically an elemental striker type stuff. I don't follow Tales of the Valiant too much, but that's what it is what it is. Um, hold on. Mike just messaged me getting on now. Okay, cool. That means I don't have to talk to myself, which makes me happy. Um, but they're going to be doing like Piercing Cold, Force and Thunder. It plays too much like 5e for me. I really 5e bores me now. It really does. I don't It's not a bad game. It's not a bad system. It's just boring. Sitting there waiting for my turn is boring. Um but another couple things that I know that are happening in the industry. Oh, Mike's going to be joining here shortly. Hold on, guys. Let me get Mike on here. There, Mike. Hello, Mike.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Oh, okay. I apologize. It's not my normal mic. I don't know what's going on. Oh,
That's all right. Thanks for being here. I don't have to
oh
talk
I
to myself
oh,
anymore.
I
I
am
hate talking to myself.
oh,
All right. So
it has
we
been a
we
minute.
went through the basic news. We talked about Daggerheart, its release, because it's a released as of today.
Hmm.
Um, I really like Daggerheart. I think Daggerheart has a good potential to be something that sticks around for a while. Um,
Yeah.
that being said, I think it's also going to be like a card trading type scenario where they'll develop like more cards for it, and it will be like
Right.
they'll develop packs and stuff for it. That
It
being
makes
said,
me think with the way that it came out for like the starter box and everything, the release of that, it actually made me feel a lot more like D&D 4.0 than
Mhm.
anything else, where the skills are impactful, but they're not overwhelming.
it screams fourth edition. Everything screams fourth edition on it. The way they handle power sets, the way they handle evasion rolls, um,
Yeah, I
it
didn't.
it
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
it feels very fourth edition to me, which isn't a bad thing. I think fourth edition would have been really good had they not balanced it as well as they balanced it.
Yeah, there were. Uh, I was excited when fifth edition and I saw some of the 3.0, 3.5 stuff coming back in. I'm not excited by the totality of where we're at, but
I
that's
mean,
neither here nor there.
fourth edition had some really good things going for it. The problem it had was that a fire blast from a wizard was the exact same thing as a longsword attack from a warrior, or a whirlwind attack was the same thing as it
Yeah,
just felt too similar, and there didn't feel like any distinguishing traits to any class.
yeah, I can see that.
That was my problem with it. I have a lot of problems with fifth edition too, but we all know that. Um, yeah, I can't stand fifth edition. Well, that's not true. I think fifth edition is a great game. I think it's had its time, had its heyday, and it's time to move on to other things. And I don't think 2024 version is moving on properly. And I don't necessarily blame Wizards for that. I blame the community, because the community kind of stopped them from doing what they were going to do. They had to completely change gear on what they were doing. So, um, nah, what do you want? I mean, but then again, they did say D&D 1 when they announced it was supposed to be backwards compatible, so maybe 2024 is what they were planning. Um, hard to say. Huh.
Yeah, yeah. There are some things in the overall that I'm disappointed with, but a system separate, like the what I mean, when we were talking still within fourth edition, there were talks then about virtual tabletop, and then we did get that with this, but then that's very quickly dying off.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
it was
but
bad.
that's all right.
Oh, come on,
It
it
was
was
it, it
bad.
was interest it was interesting ways to bring together everything at one time, and that was 10 plus years ago that conversation was being had. It's just disappointing that it never fully came to fruition. And then you know, there's a lot of whether folks are departing or divesting themselves. I'm not going to say what their choices were or why their choices were, but those that were influencing are no longer there. So that could be good and or bad. I think
Yeah.
it's probably not on the good side, but that's not what tonight's podcast is about. So
I mean, it is kind of what the tonight's podcast is about. We are talking about RPGs and nerdy stuff. So we're not far off. Um, that being said, let's get back to the listing of things that we have collected. Um, we're into humble bundles stuff now. Humble bundles.
Okay.
We have the Asian fantasy bundle from Pathfinder.
Pathfinder.
Um, their Asian stuff's really interesting and unique. I like it quite a bit. Um, so I definitely, if I played Pathfinder, this would be something that I would want. Um, and it's not
The
that I think Pathfinder is a bad game. I think it has the same problem D&D has, though.
Yeah, and then those next bundles you're going to find were not RPG directly related. They were like
Yeah, I know. I saw.
character building, map building kind of things that I know we have. You have
We
followers out
have
there that
the
do a lot of that
character
as
art
well.
one that where it has a software bundle. It's tutorials to teach you how to model 3D characters. Really cool. I have these courses because I bought them separately from a humble bundle, and they're good courses because I went to school for animation, so I still try to
Hmm,
keep my skills up. Um,
very cool. I
I'm
didn't know that.
not a good I'm not an artist. I'll just say that right now. I'm not an artist. Um, I went to school for art, but I'm not an artist. That being said, this one seemed interesting, the map making bundle.
So I
So
purchased one of these by Pro Fantasy a while ago through Humble Bundle, probably like a honestly a couple of years ago, and the software was easy enough to use. I just didn't use it enough
to
to
learn.
make it right. Right.
I
I
did
sat
the
down
same
and played
thing.
with it. I dove into it pretty heavy for a couple months and like, oh, it was really cool. Now I did so let me phrase it. I did learn the software, but I didn't I wasn't using it enough to make it a purchase that I wanted to make worthwhile, or excuse me, to make a purchase from uh, the company itself directly worthwhile, or to keep up with everything that it had because
The
it
pro,
has the Pro Fantasy has a lot.
pro fantasy has like, but you can tell a pro fantasy map. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can be like, oh yeah, that's a pro fantasy map. Kind of like you can tell an incarnate map. You can go, oh,
Right.
that's an incarnate map. Um, there are people who are very talented with both of those who do things that don't look like that. But your average non-artist DM is going to, and sorry, DMs, you're not artists, most of you. I'll be, let's be truthful here. Um, uh,
My graph paper says otherwise, sir.
um, but you use their symbols. You start doing their symbols. You start using. If you don't use your own custom symbols, it all looks very similar.
Right.
Um, and it has that very old school feel of a map, which isn't a bad thing. It's just it definitely feels like second edition maps or third edition maps. Um, compared to something like Incarnate or Dungeon um Dungeon Draft, they have a little bit more of a modern style to their symbols. But you can also tell them from one another either. You can usually tell from somebody's map if they didn't hand draw it, you can usually tell where it came from, in my opinion. But that being said, Pro Fantasy has a lot of symbols. They have a lot of options. Um,
Yeah.
I had trouble learning the software, and I'm pretty smart when it comes to software. Hey, DM Tails. Hey, Wes. How are you? Um, so that was my only problem with the software was I had trouble running it. It felt like I was
It's
running a 1990s software.
well, it is an old software. UI could use some help. Um, and then there's just a ton of things that can be done with it as well.
Oh yeah, it's very versatile. Um, all right, and then we have the Create, Paint, and Animate bundle, which is basically a whole bunch of Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint. Let me rephrase that. Clip Studio Paint, which is basically um Photoshop ish software. It comes with the Clip Studio Paint Pro version for a 12-month license. So you get it for a year. And then it comes with a whole bunch of brushes, whole bunch of studio 3D models, 3D poses, storyboard assets, panels that you can create, speech bubbles. And then it also comes with Moho Debut 12, which is um it is Windows only, I believe. Yes. They should say that here somewhere, I bet. Um, maybe if I click into it, it will say. Nope, it does say installs on Mac too. GM tells.
Good.
I thought it was Windows only too. Um, so it's good software, and Moho is interesting animation software. It's really good actually. It it's very oh, it's not going to show me. It's very free flowing. Um,
Okay.
it's definitely a 2D animator, so it's not like a 3D animator. It's like cartoony 2D. It's like Toon Boom or something like that. I'm sorry. Toon Boom is yeah. It's hard to talk about things where people don't might not know exactly the software examples, but basically they're character animators where you pin a shoulder of a 2D character, and then you can put bones in them and move their arm, and it kind of
Okay.
allows you to animate quickly, and then you can clean it up from there. Um, that one looks pretty cool. So those were the Humble bundles. And then you had some Kickstarters. And thank you, Mike, again for making the list. I just don't have time lately to make the list.
Yeah, no worries.
Zeman's Guide to the End of Time and How to Fix It was an interesting thing. It's basically it's a 5e supplement, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, yeah, it's a 5e supplement. So it's basically travel through time.
hmm
And
There.
it has a new gunner class.
Yeah. So I mean,
Maybe they
there are a
did it
couple
well.
things that integrate in firearms. Yeah. But no, it was interesting with the way they were pulling in time travel. I think there's a time travel or a time-based subclass that's in there. The paradox issues, conceptually, the paradox issues we could run into with time travel. So they integrated a portion of that. Like, how does that play and how does that work in here?
There's 12 plus subclasses that are time based. So
Oh, okay. There we go.
and then they have rules for mounts. That's kind of cool. Um, it's uh, it's Helena's guide compatible. So if you have guide of monster hunting, it's compatible with it. So that's cool. Which I do have. That book's
Let's
really
say
good.
I have that one. Didn't this one? I think also came out on. I'm going to curse here, Dave. Might want to plug your ears. This one also, I think, came out on D&D and Beyond's marketplace.
Probably
Helena's Guide to Monster
Helena's guide
Hunting, and
did. Yes.
I also want to say it's on. Oh my gosh, what's the? They have Avatar. They have Daggerheart.
It's
Man,
all
I
over
can't
the
think of that
place,
other.
that's for sure.
I can't think of that other one.
Um,
Anyways,
this one looks cool. They have some cool pledges. Um, oh, this is Loot Tavern. Okay. I was wondering
yep,
who it was by. It was Loot Tavern did it. Loot Tavern does amazing work.
yeah,
Um,
they put out free stuff all the time too. If you care.
let's see. They have the major players. They have a whole bunch of. I'll be interested to see what happens and how well they do funding. Um, they've
So this is
they already
actually,
succeeded. Yeah,
yes, I say this has
so
actually succeeded, and they're just allowing pre-orders for the book
pre-orders.
or the back Kickstarter or whatever that's called. Um, yeah.
That's cool. All right. It's 5e though.
Well, this next thing isn't 5e, Dave.
No, Pocket RPG. Everything you need to play RPGs. It's a miniature map system and dice roller tray. I saw this. This looked really cool. Like it has places to store figures, different maps.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's wet erase. It's magnetic. You can you can like draw. They have walls and stuff for you to put onto it. Um, it looks really cool. I mean, that's really
I'm
fun.
trying to see. I don't remember if they had any RTLs for you to print your own stuff for
Don't
this, but I mean, all their
think
figures are like
so.
15 millimeter. So,
It's
and if
compatible
it's
with
all
any
magnet based,
It's all MacBook based. It's all compatible with any game you want to play, basically, because it's agnostic.
just been, yep,
Um,
figures.
but it would be really cool to have something that's portable. Um, but yeah, so that one's cool. How much is it?
I
hundred
just got
bucks for
off.
the core kit. Um, all right, so it's $100 for the core kit. You can get the Swordmaster kit, which includes the core kit and any two expansions. You can get the Battle Master, which includes everything in the core kit. The Map Pack 2, Map Pack 3, Map Pack. So it comes with all the terrain stuff. And then the all in is the core thing, a leather carrying case, mechanical device, like a device amount, more mechanical devices with 8 RPG dice types, all the maps. That one's $3.95. Honestly, not bad with all the tariff stuff going on.
Yeah,
Because this isn't going to be produced in America. There's no way. America is so behind on that type, but whatever. I don't want to talk about it. That's politics. All right, this one I thought was real cool. This one is Traveler RPG, the Singularity campaign. They're coming out with a new, like a third age for the Traveler campaign.
hmm
And I love the Traveler campaign. It's I love making characters in Traveler because you basically can die
yeah,
in the making of the character. I love it. Um, it's interesting because it's going to have like alien type, like aliens. I mean, I know Traveler has aliens in it, but usually you don't experience them unless your
right. The
DM brings
interaction.
them in. Like the campaigns that they've created don't really have them. So this one's going to be more alien oriented. So like there's supposed to be like a hive mind type thing that you can actually end up playing as too. Um, so I'll be interested to see where this one goes. Um, don't know if I'll back it, but that's more of money issues than wanting to back it. Um, it's cool. Um,
Yeah,
Mongoose does
I was,
amazing work. What are you gonna say?
I was just saying, I don't know enough about the Traveler world, Um,
So Traveler is basically there are aliens and you can play in aliens. Oh, you can't die anymore? Oh, you're right. Mongoose changed that with the second edition. Um that's all right. It's still a fun random generation of character creation. Um I haven't played Mongoose's version to be honest, so I don't know because I've only played the old school Traveler, which was
right.
before Mongoose bought it. Um, I hear good things from Mongoose. DM Tales might know more. Uh, I think he did. Did you do a review on it, West? I can't remember if he did or not. But it's cool. Traveler's cool. Traveler, if you want to play sci-fi, you want to play Star Trek, or you want to play like if you want to play like a Star Trek or that kind of style, not necessarily Star Trek, but like yes, their first version. So if you want to go take a look at DM Tales's review, you could probably get way more information than from me. Um
Okay.
uh Unbound Realms is a this is something that a lot more people are doing lately, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. They're doing a lot more digital based type things.
Right.
Um, More of like, here's an app that will do everything for you. Get your books and everything from the app. Um, Less of here's a PDF and more of here is an app that does the things for you. And
Right. You
um,
can build it in the app, and
right. Um, it's uh it's built on 5e. Um, it's from the creators of that Stargate place. Um, don't want Disney after me. You can get a PDF of the rule book instead. I mean, yeah. I mean, I did an all digital campaign, but a lot more people doing all digital and not providing books as a purchase option.
right.
Um, because lot less people are buying books these days. So, um, I will say that this they definitely use stock art for some of it. I only know because I bought that same stock art for mine. um, that's fine. They're not supporting AI, so I'm good with that. No AI generated art policy. Um, so all right. So that's the Kickstarters. So this one's interesting. Starfire. Starfire, they were on DM Sales' YouTube channel the other day. So if you want to go take a look and find out all about this, go visit his YouTube channel and take watch it. Um and watch the live stream back because it was awesome. Um this is a really cool situation. So it's like an anthology series of adventures, and you can play any one of them individually by themselves. Not all of them are 5e. Some of them are Mythcraft, which is their actual the people who put
Mhm.
this together. That's their role playing game. And then some of them are just standalone games that you can play. They have the rules right there, so you can just play them. Um, but it's a really cool like if you play all of them, they kind of like just they make a whole story, but you can play any one of them individually without doing it. And what's really cool is they managed to get a whole bunch of authors and artists to put into this. So it's like a huge anthology um art collaboration. Um it's really cool. Um it's definitely worth backing. Um, uh, it's gonna be, it's just cool. It's just a cool idea, and they did it in like 3 weeks. They got like all these artists together and all these writers, and they just kind of fleshed out this story, and um, it's really cool. I mean, look at all these artists and stuff. Um, so check that out. Check out DM Tales' YouTube of it. It's really good. Not sure about this one. Orsec 3.0. I have no idea about this.
So this
Uh,
was old school reference and index compilation. So they've done this is the third version of this one, with the intent that I think I did a quick read on this one. Um, so it's like a retro clone, if you will. And some of the things they're trying to do with this one is easier to learn, easier to play for newcomers. Um, Updating text and content of the book itself, right? So it's not a lot of words. It's more interesting to sit down and try and learn and understand. You don't get lost in a page full of words. It does not use the OGL anymore.
they're using ascending armor class. Okay. The
So
option for
they,
ascending armor class, which is
yeah, say they have both.
right.
So they have both to help, right? Which one's
It's
easier for you,
basically
or which one's
it's basically D&D cleaned up. Matt Finch is doing it. Same guy who does Sword and Wizardry. Matt's a good guy. Matt is a good guy. Um, cool. Um, I think this is really cool. Also, I don't think it's my playstyle, but just thank you for dropping by and saying hi. I appreciate it. Hi. Um, yeah, so I think it's really cool. Um, I think this is cool. Yeah, let's do it. Back this thing. It's already got 156,000 out of its 5,000, so it's
5,000?
definitely
Yeah.
got definitely gonna happen. So, um, go back it. Take a look at it. This is the one I backed. Um, Outgun Superheroes. Speaking of outgunned, uh, I know you guys all saw my PJ pants. I just got my book.
Oh.
I haven't even opened it yet for Outgun Adventure. I did read the PDF, so that's why it's not open. Um, but I backed this too, even though it doesn't say it. I
Oh,
did
there we
because I have not signed in. Um, but I definitely want to see what they do with superheroes because this might
go.
be my superhero game going forward.
Oh.
Like I like the system so much that I'm hoping that this does what I need for a superhero game. I know, Wes, you like a whole bunch of superhero games and you like one particular. I'm not sure I enjoy it. I've played a couple times in your adventures. I'm not sure I enjoy it. Um, I can't remember what it is. Um, S- Sentinel Comics. That's the one. Um,
Oh, okay. Did,
and it's nothing wrong with the system. The system's great. It's just not my style of gameplay. Um, so this will be interesting. There's going to be 14 new roles: champion, sorcerer, shadow. I am interested to see if I like it better than Sentinel. I don't know if you will. You like Sentinel quite a bit. Armored hero, tank, beast, weapon master, psychic, blaster, speedster. Just unlocked the prodigy, force master, the elemental, and shapeshifter. Um, it'll be what's awesome is everything is backwards compatible. So if you want to play a nerdy professor in the superhero campaign, I don't know why you'd want to, but you can do that. Um, it's awesome. Yeah. I'm super excited for it. Their action film one is amazing too. If you want to play John Wick as an RPG, that's the game for it.
How do you think? How does it feel when you're doing more than just one shots? Does it carry over well,
Yes,
or is that okay?
I mean I haven't actually played one, but the rules are there and it makes sense. Um, I don't know how the superhero one is. That's what I'm interested
Right, right,
because the way you level and outgun is you get um bonuses to you get extra skills and stuff as you grow. So I'll be interested to see how they're going to do that with a superhero. So
right.
um I've only played outgun as a one shot, but that doesn't mean it's bad at anything else. It's just that nobody usually wants to play it, so that's usually the chance I get to play it.
Right.
And it's not that
Yeah.
people
Wait.
don't want to play it, they just don't realize they want to play it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Listening to it and having talked to you about Outgun before, it sounds like a blast. I was just curious how it, like, again, how well it does through more of a campaign setting versus a one shot, or maybe a short adventure setting versus a campaign. Okay.
Oh, maybe I'll do a mini campaign, like a 6 or 7 shot campaign with it. I think I want to wait till the superhero. I think I want to do the superhero one. So it might be like
Yeah.
6 months by the time they get this released. Actually, download the quick starter guide here. Um, so technically, you could probably start playing right now. It's Yahtzee RPG. It is. Um, I'll be interested. I'm going to probably download that, but we'll maybe later. All right.
I assume you mean the
Uh,
Yahtzee of RPGs because you're matching your best of three.
it's
You're matching
it's
your
it,
die.
it's literally pairs. You're trying to get
Yeah.
pairs in the thing. So it's Yahtzee. And if you get 6 pairs, you can pretty much control the scene. So the DM loses all control of the scene, and you get to do whatever you want for that scene.
Ah, okay.
So that's really cool. I want it now. Why can't they just produce it and print it, Wes? I definitely just want it now. That being said, GameFound is a new place, like I said, up here. We're gonna be probably focused. We're gonna probably look at GameFound from now on too for different things. This is pretty much a board game table for modern classic designs. It's basically a modern table that can be separated. You know, one of those standard board game tables that you see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
I
much
was
different than the other ones, but
What I'm curious here is how does this pricing go for this, right? Because a
yeah,
lot of them are ridiculously priced, and not to say they're not worth the price, just that I don't want to pay that price. Therefore, ridiculously priced. But where does this one fall inside that category? Because I've also seen uh, lower priced ones that were more in that realm of what you would pay for a kitchen table. Well, more than what you would pay for a kitchen table, but they didn't break into the 4 digits for a table. So
yeah.
I'm
Um,
I'm curious where this is going to fall, just for the table, not for the chairs, but just as a table. Where does this fall?
that's the thing. That's what we don't know, Ravensmaw. We don't know if it's cheaper because it's still not actually out yet. They haven't the campaign hasn't. This is just a campaign preview.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll be interested to see where it falls in price range. Um, they're saying that it's going to be affordable in all of this, but sometimes what people consider affordable isn't so affordable. Um,
Now, also a word of caution for GameFound. if you do jump on GameFound, I was on there earlier today, as shown by the list, I guess, but there are also a lot of, what was I seeing? I was not duplicates. That's not the right
It
word. So I
is
was seeing
it is
another
European
version.
design. They're
There
a
you go. Thank
they're
you.
a, they're a Danish and Swedish
Yeah,
company.
right. Well, for GameFound, I was seeing a lot of like Polish games where you would maybe have seen the English version over on Kickstarter.
Talk to you later, Wes. Thanks for stopping by. Um, I'm sorry. Say that one more time, Mike. I missed it.
So when I was looking at GameFound,
Yep.
I don't remember what game it was specifically. Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly, but I thought I had seen a game on GameFound where it was like the Polish version, and on there they were talking that it won't have an This won't have an English translation, but I think I've seen the English
Gotcha.
version over on Kickstarter previously.
You probably did.
So just to say, GameFound, a lot of the uh, campaigns that were going on right now were a lot of Polish only translate. So they weren't translate. There was no English translation for the ones that were up on GameFound.
So 1,200 euros. Uh, so where did you find the
Wow.
1,200? Okay, so 1,200 euros would
Whew.
be pretty pricey, right? About 3,000.
I'm not sure what the transfer rate is anymore. Conversion rate
Ah, 13,000.
1.13.
I wasn't quite as bad as I thought. So
Well,
1,355. About
I
about
mean,
$1,300.
that's still less than two. Not that
Yeah,
that's great. Just
I mean, if you went to go build something like that, it would cost you about $1,300 of just if you got really good
if you're
hardware and stuff
building
like
the
that.
if you're building the entire thing with their quality woods, maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
what
what I'm
I don't know
saying.
what
I
hardwood
mean, if you're
prices are.
using
Yeah.
pine, that's a whole different story. But I mean, if you're using like hardwoods and that type of stuff, um, you're talking, um, yeah, $1,000 to $1,300. I could see having to spend that to build it. I mean, you're talking the felt. You're talking, um, yeah. I mean, that's not bad. Could be worse. Uh, this one I saw on Kickstarter. Is that what you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah, I do remember seeing this one on Kickstarter. Yeah. Which that's not uncommon. I've seen things on Kickstarter Backer Kit and Game Found. Like I've seen things across systems.
Yeah,
Itch.io has some of those as well. It was just odd that seeing something in Polish only on Game Found and then having seen it previously on Kickstarter on the English side. But I thought that was pretty cool, right? That's so we have one going here, so we don't have to worry about the translation services. We don't have to worry about currency
right.
transfer. We're not one's on this system, one's on that system. Go.
I mean, that's kind of cool. This is again when talked about it on Kickstarter because I did bring it up on Kickstarter. It seems cool, but
Okay.
it's definitely not something that I would want to play. But that's just me. It's a personal thing, not a quality thing, if that makes sense. Um, Shattered Realms. I didn't look at the game found stuff. Our art is AI generated, so it's AI generated art. Um,
And it
what
doesn't
is
give a whole lot
it?
about
Doesn't.
anything on it besides, and that's not, I don't mean that to sound poorly, just it doesn't go in deep on what's this new groundbreaking idea,
Yeah, they're saying that it's
right?
not one-dimensional characters, that it's new development system, but it doesn't say what that is or
Right. And
how it's
I'm betting
done.
that's because this is all preview stuff, right?
Oh, is this all previous stuff? Yep.
Yeah, yeah. This campaign has not come out yet.
Okay.
So that's my assumption as to why, but it had me curious as to where does this go from here? And I
Mm,
don't think I've seen a date for this one.
I'm still, yes, AI art makes it easy, but it's not the solution to not having an in-house artist. That being said, I'm spending a shit ton of money on my own money on art, so I definitely understand the interest in AI art. But it's good for a visualization of here. This is what I think the monster should look like. Please fix it, artist. Make it your own thing. Um,
Good starting concept.
yeah, but I don't know. That's my opinion. We're not going to start the whole AI art debacle again.
So
Uh,
itch dot itch.io. I dropped these in not necessarily to go down each one, but more as like an awareness for itch.io. It's out there if people haven't heard of it. Um, and then kind of some of the filtering and sorting that it offers. You'll see in there TTRPGs, solo RPGs, OSR, story based, GM lists. I'm not sure the big difference between solo RPG and GM-less RPG, but
GMLS RPG is basically you all five of you play, and there's no
oh, I didn't
GM.
think about it being is a group. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I guess I
yeah,
never
like
thought
all
about the
five of
GM
you
list being
play,
group.
and then so that's the difference.
Okay,
Solo play is you're playing by yourself.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, I was thinking GM list was still singular play, but no, yeah, as a group GM list, that makes sense.
no, HIO is a great source for stuff. I mean, there's things like, I mean, it's a great source for RPGs. And a lot of people go to here to put the digital stuff on because HIO doesn't take very much for
Yeah,
money wise. They're very reasonable in their cost analysis. I mean,
lots
Mouse
of
Ritter's on here. Mouse Ritter is pretty famous. It's a sword and whiskers role playing game. I want to play this game, Mouse Ritter. I just haven't had a chance to actually download it and play it. It's on my list of playing it. Um, yeah. So, and that's story games. These are games based on narrative that have a narrative story usually. HIO is a great place to get some really good games. It's also a great place to get really bad games.
yeah.
So, um,
But as you said too, some of these are not very expensive at all. I mean, some of these are dollar, less than a dollar, right? Much like you can find on drive through every now and then. Pay
right.
what you want.
Um, it's not like I'm not a diss to all games on here because there are some great games on here. It's just that you can find really really bad games too. Um, ones that are not. Some of them just aren't very good. I'll be honest, and I've looked at a lot of them. But there's great people. Some of people, friends of the channel. Watcher DM. He puts a lot of things on HIO.
Yep.
Um, uh, I have another friend. What is his name? And that's Balsamic Games, I think. Balsama. Ah, this is irritating me because it's right on the tip of my tongue, and I feel bad that I don't know it. I'm having trouble finding him on my Discord because I have too many Discords. Balsamic Moon Games. He puts his stuff on itch.io. Um, and his stuff is very Very friendly to the LGBT community. He does a lot of cool games that way. Um, so that would be that would be really fun. Um, but yeah, there's some really good games on here. You just have to sort through them and be careful what you find. Um, because some of them are a little risque.
Yeah,
Can I say that? Because there's less monitoring and less rules in itch.io world on stuff like that. All right, and then you have my two systems, which are oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna get my proofs for Ironbound tomorrow. I'm hoping by the weekend I will have all the emails sent out to all you backers for Ironbound for your PDFs. I really hope they didn't screw up these books so I don't have to send them back. I'm hoping that they're just two books that look really good and we're done. Um, it's not anything against Ironbound, but I want to move on. Plaguebound's looking really good. I'm still doing Playground. I am still writing Playground while I'm writing uh, Layers and Lizards. Um, I am focusing a little heavier on Layers and Lizards this month. Once I have the basis of it down now, so now it's just a matter of like fleshing out I'm not putting a setting in this Layers and Lizards. I'm going to let you put your own setting into it. It's really just going to be rules and um rules and just rules. It's literally just going to be a rule set. Um so I say that now, but 2 weeks from now I might be writing a setting for it. Um if I write a setting for it, it's going to be very Monty Python esque.
well, that'll fit.
Because it's going to be very it 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 is very Monty Python esque writing in it. Um, and I have to say,
Gonna have a witch named Duck.
I very well could. But Plaguebound is priority after I submit my into the contest. Once I submit into the contest, Plaguebound, I'm going to dive in heavy into Plaguebound. Plaguebound's well written. All the rules and stuff are written. I got like half the world filled in. So it's just a matter of just filling in the rest of the world and getting some NPCs and some monsters. Because I want to include some NPCs that you can play with in the world. Um, and that's where we're at with Plaguebound. Plaguebound, I have most of the books, most of the rules are well seated. In fact, I was talking to my Sunday night group, which if you don't watch Sunday nights at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we do run Plaguebound. I was talking with them, and they were like, "Yeah, the rules seem solid." So, um, because they're just Ironbound rules, really.
Right.
Some and basically a new corruption mechanic. It's really going to be the setting that's going to kind of it's the setting that is the book for this one. Now, uh, layers and lizards is a whole new game mechanic. It's more D20 based. It's a D20 based system. It's rollover. Um, it has what we call a heroic pool of points, and those pools are used to um, purchase dice dice to add to your roll. So like if you spend one heroic point, you get a D4 to add to your D20 roll. if you spend 4 heroic points, you can get a D10 to add to your pool, your roll. So I'm hoping it's unique enough for the competition because they said it needed to be a unique system. Um, but I also wanted to make fun of D&D, so I kind of like it was challenging not to parody D&D enough. I wanted to add some extra rules set into it. Like AC is called armor plot. Plot armor, I mean, plot armor. Um, I have new words for all of
All the
it's just
attributes.
all the attributes have their own little thing. Like um I intelligence is lower IQ and um strength is muscle how do you
Musculosity.
musculosity, yeah. Which was just me Googling a whole bunch of different words and mashing them together. Um but Econ is grizzle. Um so yeah, it's an interesting system. I think the skills are really unique too. I think the skills are really funny. It's very I'm hoping it's a very funny system. That's my goal. Is to make it funny. Um, that being said, a couple of my test readers have read it and said that they couldn't stop laughing. So
That's good.
that that's what I'm hoping for. Is I'm hoping for you to not stop laughing. And S- uh, Scrat from A Squirrel Played said that I missed my calling as a comedic writer. Because he says it's totally doesn't sound like anything like Plaguebound or Ironbound. I said I didn't want it to. I wanted it to
Right.
be a comedy. I wanted it to be funny. Um, so yeah. So am I going to reword some things? Yeah, I've already found that some of the wording is a little hard to follow. Um, because it's so funny, it uses there's brief interludes of a narrator that kind of is like talking to you as a person, and I think I'm going to separate those out a little bit and put them like as a
The
separation.
pull out text box on the side or something.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. But I only have
Narrator's
six.
note to reader.
It's only 6 by 9, so I only have so much room.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not. I'm not doing an 8.5 by 11. I'm doing a 6 by 9. Um, so so this size, um,
Right.
which doesn't leave much room for that. Um, I also debated about like leaving them completely out and just having like my hand scratch writing in the margins. With those comments, I might still do that. Um, but I'm excited for Layers and Lizards Pie Edition. One to roll your stats, it's 2d6 plus um your plus pi rounded down. So it's 2d6 plus 3, but um
Funny.
yeah, I think it's funny. Um we'll see. I'm gonna do a not on stream, mind you all. I am going to do a play test next Monday. I have 3 players looking for maybe a fourth. Um, I'm gonna possibly so if you're interested, go to my Discord and shoot me a hey, I'm interested. Um, but yeah, so I I'll see. We'll see. I'm I'm really curious if it's gonna win anything in the contest. That's my really curiosity. I'm just curious if it's gonna win. Um,
Right.
I'm working hard on it, so I want it to win, and I might be disappointed if it doesn't win. But don't worry, it's still going to come out no matter what. Um, I just was, I'm just hoping it will. I've been thinking about this thing for on what since before Plaguebound.
Wow.
I mean, well, I talked to you about it before Plaguebound.
Yeah.
Um, so and this contest just made me put a fire under my butt to actually do it. And I'm not fully sure it's any good. I'm not sure if it's worth anything. It's worth at least $400 because that's what I've spent on art so far. So I hope I get something back for it. Because I made no money on Plaguebound and no money um on Ironbound with all the art costs and stuff. So art is expensive. It's worth it, but it's expensive. Um, that being said, try and think. Yeah, we went through everything. Don't forget, Crit is June 21st through the 28th. It's pretty much it's free. You can play whenever. There's games going 20 almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 9 days a week, because it's going from the 21st to the 28th. Go check it out. Go join a game. Even if it's not mine, go join another game. Go check out other DMs. There's amazing dungeon masters um who are all really talented at what they do. Doing some really interesting games. So go take a look at them. Of course, if you want to see mine, please go join mine. I'd be happy with that. Because there's a lot of spots still open for mine. Um, I think it's going to start filling up now that we're getting closer to the date. I think people have been waiting and wondering. So go check it out. June 21st to the 28th, 2025. It's the Community Run Infinity tabletop. Um, Registration is open. There's a whole bunch of awesome games. There's Shadowrun, there's Ironbound, there's Plaguebound, there's Index Card RPG, there's Easy D6, there is Cipher System being run. Um, there is a whole bunch of amazing games. Go check it out. Go have fun. Besides that, I think we're done for the night. Unless you have something you want to share, Mike.
Uh, Not really. I
All
think
right.
I'm good.
All right. In that case, thank you guys all for being here. Uh, Check out A Squirrel Plays on Saturday. We're going to be playing with DM Scotty. We're going to be playing one of his new horror themed Easy D6 games. We're all playing victims, so it should be a lot of fun. Yes, the title of the character thing is victim, so should be interesting. That being said, Friday we are going to be doing Ironbound, so come check that out at 8 o'clock. I think Scrat's thing is 9ish, so um, Scrat's not on, so I can't confirm, but I think it's 9. Um, but come check out some of the stuff we got going around. Um, and I hope I can count on all of you when I win and I have to do a game found in August. All right. Talk to you guys all later. Have a wonderful night. Good night, all.
A good night.